Hey, y'all. Doing my trash run. You already know what it is. It's the trash run. I don't have no favorite spots like being in the car. But hey, I'm on the road just sitting up here, going ahead and getting me a vehicle, doing everything legit. So maybe in a year or two, maybe sooner, you might be seeing your boy rolling and doing stuff in the car, the truck, whatever. I got my goals. But anyway, come to y'all today because anybody that's an NBA fan or just sports fan in general or got skeletons in their pockets, in their closet or whatever, they've heard about the NBA superstar Anthony Edwards, the Ant-Man, and the baby mama issues. Yeah, that boy got some baby mama issues. And that's personally a topic that's this sun is beaming. But it's not hot though. It's not hot. It just look like it's hot. But anyway, Anthony Edwards and the baby mama situation. Let's see if y'all can see me in the better. I mean, he's very I'm giving my topic on my thoughts on it, basically. Me personally, and I know it's not my business, but it's just my personal thoughts on it. I think he needs to slow down. He really needs to slow down. This is not hating. This is not anything like that. I don't have 100% proof on his situation. I'm going just like everybody else going on. Basically, what come out. Some of it's true, some of it's false. You don't know how much of it's true, how much of it's false. But what I do know is that, he's still in his 20s. And it's a lot when you just have one mother of your children. Or, when you have multiple children, you have one. So to have, 2 and 3 or however more he has, different, baby mamas or whatever. And I know some women don't like that, but the mother of your children, whatever you want to call it. I don't take no sensitivity class. That's a lot to deal with because it's hard enough co-parenting with one. I know, and I ain't throwing no shades, but everybody know me and my baby mama situation has not been the greatest. It's been fairly decent lately. Been fairly decent. It's a work in progress. So I know how it is dealing with one. So and one personality from a baby mama. So if you got 2 and 3, or however more children he got and different baby mamas you got, man, you gonna age fast. I don't care how much money you got, man. You gonna age fast. That takes a lot off you when you gotta sit up here and deal with having multiple children, different households to take care of. You gonna deal with jealousy. You gonna deal with with this baby mama getting this, how come I'm not getting that? You gonna be constantly having to probably go back to court because what you do for one child and that baby mama, the other baby mama gonna find out some way somehow, and she gonna want the same thing, or she gonna want you to up where she get. So it's gonna be a constant tug of war. Then you're gonna deal with the headache of having to sit up here, trying to get all your children at once. And I don't know the situation or if they all in the same state, or if they, I think he got 3. 4, I think it's 3. But if they all not in the same, it's hard getting all your children in the same state. So if you got children in multiple states, that's another headache because it's gonna be a point where you probably gonna be having a one at a time, or rare moments where you get all of them at once. Then you're gonna have to have a schedule on what holidays you get them, and it's a lot. You're a basketball player. It's already hard enough focusing, getting your team rallied up, getting your team riled up to sit up here, and try to win a championship. Now you add on more work because now you gotta please all these baby mamas. When the kids get older, they gonna be having their issues, and hey, how come this one got this and I didn't get that, and it's a lot that could be avoided if you wasn't playing childish young man games and just spreading yourself thin, man. Like I said, from what I seen, because I watched the documentary Starting Five, he's one of his baby mamas. I think he actually, deal with them mainly. She seemed like, like a loyal female. And unfortunately, I think she's loyal to a fault, because it seems like, and maybe it's, just rumors, is that she just backing him up because she love him so much. But hey, love only gonna get you so far, and at some point, you're gonna get tired of wiping egg off your face. But what I say to Anthony Edwards is this, man. While you got a chance, I would suggest you pump your brakes. I think, like I said, he's still exclusively with one of his baby mamas. I would suggest that, dating, even though he's clearly been laying his cap in the other household. Man, raise these children you got. If you got a loyal female and you decide you want to, extend your family, go ahead and do it with that, with what you already have. Don't bring any other, women into the situation and children into the situation that's going to have to be raised in different households, man. Because I'm telling you, co-parenting could be a wonderful thing, but I hate it, especially when you have to have your children visit you, and you get so used to them, you're having a good time, whether you're going places or you're chilling at the house, and then your visitation is over with. And then you got to say, okay, we'll see you next time. And then sometimes your, plans happen, life be lifing, and you might not be able to see them instead of every other weekend or every weekend. It might, be a minute before you see them, because they got their plans, especially when they get older. Kids have their plans. They want to chill with their friends, and, the mother of their children got, they got family, they family want to see the children. In my situation, I don't really have family, here in Houston like that. So therefore, it's just really me. And when you're a dedicated parent like me, it's hard to, I would love to have all my children. So I can't, see how he's going to do it. Not wanting to be around his children all the time. And like I said, I only got one baby mama, 4 children. You got multiple. That means multiple, school events at different schools, field trips. It's not just about being there for them financially, Anthony Edwards. It's about being there for them, emotionally, spending time with them, getting to know their likes and dislikes, being involved in activities that they like to do, whether it's sports, whether it's, learning how to swim, or, school activities, fun school activities, going on field trips. They, when you have different households, guess what? Now you got to sit up. They not just gonna want the mama. Them kids not just gonna want their mama to show up for field trips. They gonna want you. Them schools ain't gonna just want, the mama to show up for PTO meetings, a parent-teaching conference. They gonna want you. So you have to think about that. Yeah, your children are a wonderful thing. They're a blessing. But, it's even bigger blessings when you can find you somebody that y'all both can be loyal to each other and raise the children together in a loving household, not a toxic household, a loving household where the children see their parents show love towards each other and spread that love onto them. And it's hard when you sit up here, having a co-parent and y'all have, two separate rules. She has the rules at her house, you have the rules at your house. You probably gonna go through stages where it's like, one parent trying to up the other parent, or one parent saying that they over you, but every time they see you move on or see you elevate in life or whatever, they feel some type of way. And then it's gonna be probably a situation where maybe it's some words exchange, amongst the children. It's a lot that goes through it. Co-parenting in the beginning, the first few years, are not always the greatest, because we always say we over that person until that person move on. We always say we over that person, until we see that person, being successful without without you in their life. So, while you young, you making millions of dollars every year, like I said, slow it down, find you somebody, that's loyal to you, and you be loyal to them. Because I don't see, only person I see you being loyal to is the Timberwood. I'm not seeing you being loyal to these women, because if you've been dating this one young lady that I seen you with on the documentary for all this time, like I said, you've been creeping out on her, and she seems like she loved you unconditionally, and it seems like she wants to get married and be this one big happy family, and it don't seem like you really want to be fully committed. It's like you want to be partially committed, and them siblings gonna feel some type of way too, because it's like they gonna be like, dang, we only get to see our siblings. We got other friends that get to see their siblings all the time. They live together, but we rarely get to see each other, especially if they living in other states. This is not to bash Anthony Edwards. This is from one man to another one. Slow it down, player. Slow it down. I know you young, you're on the road, you got all shades and shapes and sizes of women throwing it at you, pretending like they into you. But you're gonna find out, if you ain't already find out, that a lot of them women, all of a sudden, they not gonna be able to work. They unemployed. They don't wanna work. They gonna feel like, why should I have to work when he making all this money, and he can make enough money to take care of both of us? Some might actually want to be with you, and some just say, hey, we had our fun. Now it's time for you to pay me for 18 years. And don't think just unless you got a contract to where, you can outright pay what you going to have to pay for 18 years and settle it upright, you still going to have to sit up here and pay this woman. And even if you could pay it out in front, that don't mean you still don't be there for that child. Like I said, when that child needs you, because my children call me all the time. My 16-year-old called me at lunch. So I'm always one phone call away. I don't care if it's at lunchtime at school, 1, 2, or 3 o'clock in the morning. If she got an event and I can get there, I'm going to get there. My house is always open to my children. And even if I was in a financial situation where I could just, pay their mom all one big lump sum, for, up until they all 18, I'm still gonna be there when they need me, and not just financially, because a lot of women and a lot of men get it mixed up, and they think, okay, just because I'm there financially, I don't have to be there emotionally and physically. That still don't make you a good parent. You have to do all the above when it comes to being a good parent. And I think Anthony Edwards would get it together. Sometimes you go through that phase where, you don't trust women, or, you have insecurities about yourself, and you trying to fill these voids with different people. And now you making millions of dollars, and you changing you changing generational wealth, and the temptations is out there. And then you probably got a lot of people around you that's yes men, that just tolerate when you doing stuff that they know is not justifiable, just so they won't get cut off the payroll. But you need to get you some folks around you and keep some folks around you who gonna hold you accountable. And at the end of the day, when you start having children, it's no longer about you. It's about, it's not about you. It's not about the mother of your children. It's about them. So I want you to think about that when you decide that, okay, I don't want to be fully committed to these women. I just want to have children with them, and I pay them off and keep it moving. That's not being fair to them. They deserve to sit up here and have a fully committed father, a fully committed mother. And I think with time, he seems like he's a smart man, but we all make our decisions. Everybody play the fool sometimes. I think he'll get it together. He's a hellified basketball player. But, we all make decisions that sometimes we look back later and say, man, we could have did that differently. And from one black man to the next, I wish you nothing but success. You got beautiful children. And, just think about it. Enjoy every part of being a father. Being there for them financially, being there for them emotionally, enjoying raising those children like those mothers are going to have to do full time. Yeah, they're going to enjoy the fact that you paying them, but they also going to think about the times where, them children are sick and you not there. Those children got to go to the hospital. You're not there. Those children have recitals and different things like that. You might not be there. Those are the parts of being a parent, doing things that you feel like inconvenience you, but you got to, because it's your responsibility as a man, as a father, to be there for them children. Being a father is a full-time job, just like being a mother, full-time job, 24/7, 365. It's nothing to play with. Because when the mother of my children got pregnant with my oldest, 6/11/2008, it was no longer about me. All the way down to my youngest, that was born on 11/15/2011. I take fatherhood very seriously. And like I said, this ain't a diss. This just let you know what you're going to be up against. I know people who have multiple children and with multiple different women. Bruh. I know I ain't the youngest looking 38 years old, but I know some that's younger than me and look older than I do. It's a lot, because you're stretching yourself thin. It's almost like you got to be a damn truck driver, because you just steady going to different households, trying to spend time, trying to do this with this one. You got to drop this one off, drop that one off. Some of the baby mamas don't even want you, showing up to their crib. So now y'all got to have a meetup spot and this is that and the third. But I hope it works out for him. I feel like he's smart enough to get it together. And it's just something I want to touch on. It's something I want, I've been thinking about for a while. Like I said, I wish his team the best. Even though I'm a Rockets fan, y'all already know. Number 2 in the West is going down in H-Time. And like, comment, subscribe, share, tell a friend, tell another friend. Like I said, always at the end of my videos, if you got a topic you want me to touch on, I'll touch on it. Just leave it in the comments. If you got my Instagram, which is Agent Manoah Henderson, DM me. Same thing on Facebook, Agent Manoah Henderson. Hit me in the inbox. Like I said, don't forget to hit the notification buttons. Don't forget to like the content, comment on it. If you ain't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to it. And Anthony Edwards, my brother, you made a hellified life for yourself and your immediate family. Don't blow it, stretching yourself thin, being in and out these women's lives and leaving children behind. Like I said, you got you know, you got some children. I'm pretty sure you probably ain't gonna be completely done, but hopefully, like I said, you make your next move, your best move, and you sit up here and go ahead and, you know, like I said, see who's there for you, what woman is there for you, and say, you know what, I don't want to keep having children, and I'm not committed to them, to the women, or to the woman. You know, if I decide to have more children, I want the mother to be the person that I spend the rest of my life with. Because trust me, having one that's loyal to you, that you can put on emergency contact and, you know, share your most inner thoughts and be vulnerable with and build generational wealth with and have everlasting memories with, it's the American dream, man. It's what all men of all races want. That one woman that's silent. She don't care if you got millions of dollars. She don't, she care for you. And that's what you're gonna have to decide. Have I or can I find a woman who love me for me? And if she wants children, we can have children, raise them together and keep the family together, keep the family strong. So this concludes my video. You know, go home, upload it, make some more content. And like I said, y'all know when I'm out doing my trash run, I make my content, or I do it in my room and stuff. Cause hey, I'm a caregiver to my mama, and like I said, so my time is limited. So, as I get that straightened out, I'll probably be going other places and doing content there as I continue to grow my page. Thank you to the 27 subscribers. I really appreciate y'all, the ones who do come and look at the videos, the ones who do sit up here and like it and comment, the ones that, if you shared it and try to promote, my YouTube channel, I appreciate you. I really do. And let's all continue to grow together, y'all. I'm out.